it's the reason I got into this sport was world titles, and man, this is my opportunity. I'm not leaving that desert without a WBA world title, man. It's I'm ready. I put myself through hell and back, and I'm ready to go do this.
Yeah, let's bring him into the Punch Podcast. Sam Goodman, welcome to the show, and it's always great to talk to you, mate. How are you going?
Going good, mate. So just getting through training camp, wrapping things up, and next week start these off and head over to the Middle East. So looking forward to it and getting over to the Kingdom.
Yeah, we've got a big world title shot to talk about, and
Mm.
one that for me was one hell of a surprise. I didn't see it coming. I saw you on sort of a third page of an announcement, and I was like, hang on a sec, this is a different promoter. This is a whole bunch of other stuff going on, and then all of a sudden, an awesome opportunity. Is this why you're taking this fight?
Absolutely. I really didn't know where my next move was going to be. After the last one, it looked like I was getting shut out of the picture, sort of at super bantamweight, and it's not an easy weight for me to make as well. So inevitably I was going to end up going up as well, and this opportunity presented itself, and it was the best route to a world title, and I've said it from the beginning. That's what I want to do. I want to win world titles, and this was the best route to get to one, and yeah, like I said, all the avenues towards Inoue were looked, he's already got his path sort of planned, and it looked like I was on the outer a bit. So this opportunity got presented itself, and you said it was a shock to you. It was a shock to me as well. Like I think the day before, me and my coach read something that he was fighting Luis Nery. Like, oh yeah, that'll be a good fight, rah rah rah. And then the next day we've got a phone call. We're like, fucking let's go. So it was yeah, it was a bit of a shock, but mate, a blessing.
Yeah, so for those that aren't up to speed, Sam Goodman's about to touch down in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia to fight for the WBA Featherweight World Title against Nick Ball, who is a little meatball. And he's got some hard fists on him. He doesn't mind throwing them at you too, which I'm sure you've been preparing for. But yeah, I think that surprise, where did it come from? His team, do you think, or Queensbury, or what?
No idea, really. I got a phone call. We picked up, and they said, they discussed the fight, and we said absolutely. Like I said, it was the best avenue and the quickest avenue towards a world title, and a massive scalp as well in Nick Ball. So he's a good fighter. He's just, one of the top guys coming out of England at the moment, and to beat him, it's another fight that just propels my career forward. So look, it's one that I'm excited to get, and I'm excited to beat this man. So, look, I'm not going over there for anything else other than coming back with that strap. It's purely a hit and run mission. Get over there, get the belt, and bring it back home.
Yeah, good. I was watching some of his highlights. He's an animal, and a different style of fighter than what you've ever faced. I would say I don't know anyone that's pretty much just gone in to clearly take your head off. Have you had that before? That I don't. I'm not sure.
You know what? I think we've got some real good sparring. That's to be honest, for this fight, I think it's some of the most um, like I said, the only thing is that I'd say about the sparring is he's probably even shorter than the guys that I've got in for sparring. But I've had a very good look coming at me and multiple different guys as well. Bringing a sort of a bit of a frantic and a bit of a wild sort of style at me. So it's been the work I've been getting is very very good. And look, he does present a unique challenge. It works for him. He's very good at it for a reason. It's got him to where he's gotten. But look, it's a fight I definitely think I can win. There's many ways for me to win this fight. So um, yeah, I don't see it as a problem. I see it as a lot of opportunities and a lot of ways for me to win this fight.
Yeah, it's definitely winnable, and that's why I think the exciting thing is we've got an Aussie in a world title in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and it's not a lamb to the slaughter. This is a genuine world title challenger. I think
They're all fucking winnable, brother. They're all winnable. Don't
when
let
you're
these
in the
people
ring,
tell
they
you they're not
are.
all beatable.
Yeah.
They're all beatable. But
Interesting. Yeah, and
no
like you've
one's
said that. You've said that about
no one's
Inoue.
unbeatable.
Absolutely.
So
So
about
yourself.
everyone, like you don't put these motherfuckers on the pedestals. I'm sick of people doing it. Very good. There's very good fighters out there, yes, but any given day, it's elite sport. Any given day, anyone can get beat.
Absolutely. It's not even like a Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson surprise. You're also the
No.
number one ranked super bantamweight in the world. You've been this
Yeah.
bee's dick to Inoue. If it wasn't there, you'd already have that. So it's not like it's a surprise that you're getting this. It's just awesome.
No, it's
That's what's
like I
great.
said, the opportunity was a bit of a shock, but I'm ready for it, man. It's like I said, it's these opportunities. It's the reason I got into this sport was world titles, and man, this is my opportunity. I'm not fucking leaving that desert without a WBA world title, man. It's you know I'm fucking ready. I put myself through hell and back, and I'm ready to go do this.
Unreal. My sort of take on how he'll come out will be bull out of a gate. Think Cambosis Tiafimo,
Yeah.
where he sort of came out and then it'll sort of settle. Is that what you're sort of planning for? Is that how you see it?
Look, he's got that in him. Yeah, he's got that in him where he does bring the pace, and but I don't know. I think there's multiple ways for him to approach the fight. I think whether he tries to work his way into the fight, or whether he comes out and he thinks he's going to make a statement, he's overlooking me, or whatever. I'm not really too concerned about what overthinking about what he's going to do. I know what he's good at, and I know what I've got to be wary of, and it's about dealing with that as best as possible early on, and working my way into the fight. So that's where my head's at. It's not looking anything past that, and it's just about going in and executing and doing what I do well. That's what I can control, and that's what I'm worried about.
I've seen maybe your last even five or six. I've seen you on weigh-in day, and you did say that you do struggle to make the weight at super bantam. How does the body feel at featherweight, where there's just that little bit more where you get to actually
Yeah.
sort of refuel properly?
It's nice. It's nice. I've been able to carve up a little bit more, but it's just making a bit less of a water cut as well. You don't want to go stupid and sit heavy, and like I'm still being very disciplined. And it's not so much just a struggle. So it's even for featherweight. I've started 10 weeks out. Being super on it with all my nutrition. If I'm not, I won't make featherweight. It's the same thing, the same process. I'm not changing it all around. Now when I'm in the position I'm in now, so it's I'm following the same protocols. It's just, maybe a little bit more food and a little bit less of a water cut.
Does that forfeit your super bantamweight rankings? Because I think I've seen you sort of come off those already.
Yeah. I think so. I think so. Um, yeah, I'd imagine it would.
Who gives a shit when you're the WBA world champion, eh? At featherweight.
When you've got a world title, who gives a fuck? So it's mate, like I said, I'm not worried about rankings, mate. I'm worried about belts, and I've been ranked number one for however long, and mate, I couldn't be asked about being ranked this or ranked that. After 2.5 years of sitting in the top spot, you realise they mean fuck all. So it's the rankings are bullshit, and it's just I'm getting a shot now, and it's about winning the belts, and that's all my focus has ever been, and that's all anyone really cares about as well. Like it's not about being ranked number one. Sounds good, but at the end of the day, it's the champions that get remembered.
Absolutely. Yeah, we like that. Fucking rehearse that
Yeah.
one or what? That was good.
Off the top of the
Yeah,
head.
great. I'll get that on a shirt
Yeah.
for your next fight. Love it. Hey, hey,
Champ is here.
one thing I did want to chat to you about is we were supposed to chat to, I was supposed to chat to you maybe half an hour, 40 minutes earlier, but the VADA testers turned up. Now, one thing I find about these is super interesting. These guys, just for those, because there are people that watch this that aren't professional fighters that are in complete no man's land of what actually happens. And hey, I'm one of them. However, they just surprise and delight you, don't they? They full blown turn up the front and walk through the front doors without
Yeah,
warning.
100%. But it's good. There's got to be more of it. It's I understand it. I think it's quite expensive for the promoters, the random testing. But mate, if people want to cheat, like I think a few of the commissions and stuff might do testing on the night, but for the cheaters that want to cheat out of there, it's random testing that's gonna get them. Even for this fight, the testing's begun pretty late, to be honest. Which I think's a bit average, but look, at least there is some testing, and yeah, there's got to be more of it in the sport. 'Cause you've seen how many fighters are popping these days, and the bands they're getting hit with, and there's always an excuse and there's always a reason, and I think it's a load of shit, to be honest. But yeah.
So is it you cooling down at training, you turn around and there's two guys in white jackets and a little cup going, Sammy,
Not white jackets. He's usually got a little blue outfit on and
oh, oh,
little blue polo or something. And then there's usually a pathology lady as well that comes and takes blood. So it's blood and urine. And yeah, before the Inoue fight, I got tested about like that. That was pretty like I was good. I got tested about six times or 7 times. Before that fight, and that was I was still that was before 10 days out as well. So I imagine there would have been another test if I got over to Japan as well. So look, I thought they done that was a pretty good process. I get it. It's it was a big money fight sort of thing, and the promoters could afford to pay for that testing. And but man, like for a lot of fighters out there, like they could cheat their way right up to a world title shot. It's like it's crazy. In a sport where people are getting hurt and you're trying to essentially kill each other.
mm,
People are allowed to cheat. It's for a big part of it. It's insane.
it is. It's absolutely insane. I believe I had Jeff Horn on this show, and he reckons I'm pretty sure he said the night before, 2 a.m. in the morning before he fought Terence Crawford, knock on the door
Yeah,
to rattle him, and that's a derailer, not a test.
yeah. That I see. I think that's a bit fucking. Yeah, doing that to Hills. I think something similar happened to Volk. I'm pretty sure as well. Before the Max Holloway 2 fight, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
right.
he got randomly tested. And I think it's that's pretty crazy waking someone up who's trying to sleep before a fight. It's not too crash hot, but it is the game, as well. When you're fighting away, you got to expect these things, and you hear all these horror stories and that sort of shit can happen to me over there. You never know. So look, I'm fighting over in their territory. I'm just worried about doing everything I can do and everything I can control to get to the ring in the best way possible, and just not let any of that sort of shit fuck in my head. So, mate, it's a fortress up here, and no one's the only reason for me not winning this fight would be me not being good enough. That's it, which won't be the case.
I was just over in Las Vegas for the Tim Tszyu fight, and I saw some paperwork to do with the fighters, and they could only bring in water that was actually physically sealed and stuff like that. Like you can't have anything. Is that like it's a serious thing. Like the way that what they could only bring into the actual MGM Grand was all had to be approved. Everything was inspected.
Yeah, right.
So you can't like obviously tip it in someone else's water or like they were
Yeah,
searched. Oh,
I haven't seen any of that. Like I said, I haven't fought over in Vegas or anything. But like you do hear like stories and like I don't know whether it comes from camps or whatever when someone does pop and they've got an excuse for this reason or that reason. But you can see why all that sort of shit happens when so many fighters
mm.
do test positive. So yeah, it's crazy, but it's definitely out there.
Yeah, so Ben Damon was telling me when they were away with Daniel Geale, they went down the shop and bought their own water, all that sort of stuff to
Yeah,
make
oh,
be
100%.
careful
You
with.
you
Yeah,
got to do all that stuff and make sure. I think you do all that when you're fighting away, anyways. You don't trust anything, and you make sure really look after yourself and not take silly chances like that.
yeah,
It's that's all crazy stuff that can happen. And even I remember there was a thing, with Fennec blowing up when he was coaching Denny Green after it might have been the Marcus Bayer fight. And it used to be on an old documentary, and there was something dodgy going on with the drug testing, beakers not being sealed, and
yeah.
it was actually a similar one after my fight with Aleem. They came in and wanted me to piss into these beakers, and they weren't even sealed, not in packets. And I'm like, mate, we're not going anywhere near that. Like and they just went, all right, sweet, like and walked out. Like fuck, like how red hot this is the Gold Coast, like
Yeah.
like so there's some weird shit that goes on, but just got to be careful and have good people around you that that'll look out for you as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a side we don't see. That's why when I saw that it was happening, I'm like, that's a bizarre world. Now this is your first fight out of the country properly, isn't it? Is that right? According to
Yeah,
Box.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, since an amateur, yeah, it is. Yeah,
Yeah. How are you feeling about that? Because things will be a little different this time.
it's a squared ring. There's a ref in the middle. We've both got a set of gloves on, and we're boxing. So they're
Yeah.
all the same, but I'm not. I don't overthink any of this shit. Like I'm not worried about anything external. I'm worried about the mission.
Yeah.
That is it. But it's the same in every fight. I'm not worried about where it is, who it is. It's about me doing my thing, getting in there and beating another man, and that's essentially all it is. And it's just for the the big one. It's the one I've got to win. So that's the only difference, really. It's just it's another fight I've got to win. It's like very very similar approach I've had to all my fights, headspace wise. It's I'm not looking at it. Oh, I'm going into like you are going into it's not necessarily his home, but it's his promotion and stuff like that. I'm not worried about all that external bullshit. It's up to me to do my job, do it the best I can. I do that. You know, it'll bring the results. So that's all I'm after.
As always, when you're the A side, people are talking to you about what's next, which he seems to be copping a bit of in a way.
Yeah,
So you get to
it's
go in there for that hit and run mission, like you said.
yeah, 100%. Like it's I find it's crazy. Like I got asked the other day about doing an interview about like as well in the angle they wanted to work was like after winning this fight, aiming for an Inoue shot. I'm like, fuck, like
Oh,
can
God.
you just look at can you just look at the fight in front, like in front of every fight of my career, it feels like it's always the next one. I'm like, fuck, like
Yeah.
and I've never been like that. I've never looked at fighting like that, and it's crazy. I think it's just all talk, and it's all for bites. Everyone, a bit of clickbait, I think. But yeah, each to their own. Like I said, I'm worried about me and worried about what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I understand it from our side, but sometimes
Yeah,
when it's a world title for you and it's not in a way, now I wouldn't have
yeah.
mentioned that. I tried to get you on to talk about drug cheats if you want to go through that. That'd be great.
There's a few of them. We could be here a while.
How
I
good. But yeah, that's the thing. If let's say Nick Ball was to fight in a way instead of you, who wins that fight?
think in a way,
Beats Nick Ball.
better fighter, better fighter. Um, it's more strings to his bow. More strings to his bow. But he does get hurt. Like I said, I wouldn't write Nick Ball off either. So gun to my head, I'm saying that in a way, but it's a good fight. But look, there'll be some of my name back in the hat after I beat Nick Ball. So it's I think there's a rematch clause anyway, so I might have to fight this guy twice. So
Is that
it's
true? A lot of people
yeah,
deny
I'm
those,
I'm
so it's in
I'm
there.
pretty sure there is. So we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. We'll worry about one at a time, and beat him the first time well enough, and we'll worry about what's next.
If that clause gets activated, do you get to call where it is? Because Nick Ball back in Australia could be a bit of fun.
Um,
We don't know.
I'm not too sure. Not too sure. So
Let me bash him
I,
first.
I think it might be another Queensbury show. So I'm not too sure.
Yeah, sweet. Well, that's good. Mate, we're looking forward to it. It's August 16 in Riyadh. Now, this is going to be Sunday morning, which is going to be awesome. DAZN, you can get to watch it. The other thing I was thinking of is Riyadh and Saudi Arabia, very respectful place. The Mad Bunch, are they game enough to roll into Saudi Arabia and,
There's a
and
couple, to be
potentially do
honest.
life in prison?
To be honest, yeah, I think there's 50 lashings and that for getting on the drink. So the ones that are coming over will have to behave themselves. But look, it was after stinging people on the first few overseas trips, like I was meant to do Vegas, Japan twice. It's probably going to be a bit more of a mellow crowd this time. But yeah, and especially being in Saudi as well. Everyone will be on their best behavior. So yeah, it's all respect.
How good.
We might get someone in trouble after just to see. Think one of my mates, we might get him 50 lashings just for a laugh. So
Absolutely.
WB say he's been on the drink.
Yeah, your mates would probably just put their hand up and go, "Do it." I've seen them.
Oh, some of them maybe, but yeah,
I walked behind them once when they all walked from the hotel over to the fight with Ree Salim in the convention center in the Gold Coast, and they're lifting up
no,
screen wipers of cars, and I was like, "There's the bunch," and they are
yeah, no,
shocking, mate.
yeah, there's a few mad ones amongst them, so they're yeah, they're crazy, a few of them, but especially after they've tipped a couple in, it can get out of hand, but yeah, so it'll be a bit more mellow this one, I think, but it'll be good nonetheless.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing it. And Australian back in the ring for a WBA world title. Featherweight, future champion Sam Goodman. And we look forward to seeing you holding that belt up, bringing it back. And then, mate, you were there. You're exactly where you wanted to be. This is the one that, since you've been lacing a glove, you want it. You want the belts, like you've said. That's all you want. And this is your opportunity. And I mean, a little while ago, you could see it in your eyes. There's no plan B on this one.
Nah, absolutely not, brother. This is everything I've worked for, and just like I said, it's about getting in there and executing and doing what I do, man. And look, I'm excited, but there's still some work to go, and a heck of a job in front of me. So I'm prepared to do it, and I'm ready to do whatever it takes to come home with that belt.
Yeah, awesome. I'll chuck a link in the description as well, guys. Check out his video. You've done a lot of filming in the lead up. So the story of all your training behind the scenes, everything there on Sam Goodman
Yeah,
YouTube as well. So go and check that out. It's looking good. Plenty of road work, plenty of sparring. It's actually nice to see you before a fight without a cut. I'm loving
yeah,
that.
yeah. Touch wood, touch wood. So yeah, we got one more spar left. So it's yeah. After that, we're smooth sailing.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
I hope it's not packed. It's
Yeah, nah,
unfortunate,
not
is it?
Pack, not Pack. Nah, nah,
He's
get
banned
rid
from
of
the
him.
last spar.
Yeah, no,
Lashings.
no more Jason Fawcett, mate. Otherwise, he can cop the lashings.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll cop the 50 lashings if anything stupid happens.
Absolutely. Sam Goodman, we look forward to seeing you in the ring. Guys, check it out. Make sure you get that on DAZN and watch it and watch him get victorious and beat the wrecking ball, the mini Mike Tyson, as they call him. But then we're happy to have Sam Goodman as an Aussie, so we'll back that one. Thanks,
Easy
mate.
done. Let's go. Cheers, brother. Thank you.